Repetition, repetition, repetition. Today we are talking all about the importance of repetition and what it does for you in your brain, mind, body, soul, everything. So hey everyone, it's Sailynn. I empower Gen X women with simple systems so you can find your passion, thrive with purpose, lead with posture. We are on week 2 of the summer book series to Finding Life Balance. If you missed number 1, I highly suggest you go back and get it. The link to the freebie, which has the 10 books we're doing in this summer series, is in the show notes, so you can grab that. But we are in week 2. Last week, we read the book, The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, and it was all about just doing it, right? As Nike says. This week in book 2, we read Jen Sincero, which I listened to it and she said Jen Sincero, so I wanted to get that right, said, "You are a badass." That is her book. And so we're talking about repetition today because one of the things that I have realized in personal development since I've been reading, listening to many books, podcasts, and webinars over the past probably 3 to 4 years is that a lot of what we hear is the same thing over and over and over again. And so while, there was nothing earth-shattering in Jen's book, it was a fabulous book. Why is that, right? Well, here's the thing. So repetition is so important for you to learn, right? Just think about it. When you were a kid, right? If you wanted to learn something new, so maybe it was walking, talking, or when you got older, maybe doing cartwheels or handstands or whatever the heck it was, you practiced it over and over and over again until you got better. Well, it's the same thing on the personal development journey. You have to practice over and over and over. And that's why it's called self-help, personal development, a journey, different things along those lines. She talks about a meditation practice in the book. You don't instantly get something. So in her book, she talked all about the important things that we hear all the time. Speaking to yourself kindly, affirmations, owning your money story, owning who you are as a person, and meditation and yoga and exercise and all of these different amazing things. But really what it came down to for me as we talk about why this is so important and why I enjoyed her book is because, one, I did something different. So normally personal development books, I read them. Like I physically download the book or buy a print book and I read it. But I recently got my library card, which I feel like I'm a kid in a candy store. And my mom said, why don't you try an audiobook that you can listen to while you're working? Because I am in this 21-day challenge and we are on day 20 today. So exercise every day. And so I said, okay. So this is the same thing. Usually I read books. Now I'm challenging my brain to learn differently by listening. What does that entail? That means wiping out all of the background noise, focusing, training my brain to focus. When she talks about meditation, she says, it's kind of like this roller coaster. You go, 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 and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, like I'm meditating, it's so cool. And then you lose your focus and then you have to practice again, calming and wiping out the noise. And so listening to her book was different for me. But here's the thing about life. We all have different things brought to us, shared with us, put to us, taught to us at all different points in our lives, right? So maybe you learned some things in high school or college or from family or friends or in your career or whatever it was, but it's the same message just maybe said by a different person with a different voice, maybe the message came across differently, and so repetition is huge. So I want to encourage you to really go on this 10-week summer book series to life balance with me this summer, because you're going to hear a lot of the same themes, right? We're going to hear that we need to take care of our mind, body, and soul, because that is what is so huge in life. But we're going to hear it from a different author's perspective. We're going to hear it from a different point in their life and what's going on. Maybe you read a book versus listen to a book. Maybe you're at a different point in your life right now at the beginning of the summer to where you are going to be at the end of the summer. And that repetition of those same things over and over and over again is going to slowly change your subconscious, and it's going to slowly get in there until eventually at the end of this 10-week series, you're like, yeah, I feel like I know this. I feel like I can share this with others, and I am so excited about this journey that I am on. So repetition, even though that might have a negative connotation to it, I really think that repetition is so huge when you're taking your own personal development journey, because you're going to listen and hear and learn all different types of things. There may be a point like right now, you are not ready for, Jen's book. But maybe at the end of the summer, you're like, oh, you know what? I really liked that book, but I don't think I heard it, right? Heard it, you listened, but you didn't hear it. And you listen to it again, or you read it again. I have a few books on Audible. One of them is Think and Grow Rich, and the other one is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And I have listened to those books on Audible probably 3 to 4 times each. And every single time that I listen, I hear something else, because I'm at a new point on my journey and my mind is open to different things. And that's truly what life is, right? It's a journey. And so I want to take you on this personal development journey this summer. So I want you to go into the show notes. I want you to download the summer book series to Finding Life Balance. It is 10 books, and let me read this to you. So it is 10 books to read to find balance, growth, and purpose while relaxing at the beach. So while these books are about personal development, they're not too heavy that you can't read them by the pool or the beach or wherever. And when you buy them or get them at the library or use them on Audible, you can always listen to them again or read them again. So this book this week was absolutely fabulous. I love her honest, quirky, very fun sense of humor. She tells it to you straight, and she tells you the things that are truly going to move the needle in your life. So if you haven't grabbed Jen Sincero's book, You Are a Badass Yet, that is book number 2 on our summer book series, and it is amazing. It is an easy read, and I will tell you that it will totally change your life, even just one little tiny thing. So grab the free download, get with all the other books, share it with friends, and then let's go on this journey together. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit the little bell so you get notifications. And next up, we have a fun new book that I'm super excited to read called Believe It. So tune back in next week so you can hear the review of that book and how it personally changed my life. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you next week.